you ever in your life wished you had any other type of hair? Like when you're younger, did you wish you had curly hair? A lot of people, whatever they have, they wish they.
I wished. Well, I had curly hair, not curly, but really wavy hair, and I actually. It's so bad. The photos.
It was the mullet.
No, beyond that, and I used. Granted, part of this was my agent at the time, my manager. She was my manager. She wanted me to do this, so I started flat ironing my hair. I looked hideous.
Oh.
Yeah, but I never, no, because when I was a little kid, every time I went to get my hair cut, the directions were Superman. So the fact that I had dark hair and I could cut it and look like Superman, I was pretty happy with my hair color. Nice. What about you?
No, yeah, when I was a kid, I used to want really straight, like Leland's hair. I wanted Leland's hair.
Alexis was that. It seems that way with everybody. And anybody with really, really straight, flat hair wishes it was curly, and anybody with very curly hair wishes it was straight.
Don't have.
Yeah, Alexis was that way.
And then you grow to just like what you have.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, welcome back to our Stupid Reacts of Corbin.
We like our hair.
You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, on Juicy Content. Thank you, Reddy. We're also on Patreon. Follow us on official Twitter account. Subscribe. Hit that like button, you cunts. Whoa.
Well, now we don't have the good ads. Except in the UK, because they love that word.
No, I think that's Australia, isn't it?
No, it's big time love for that word in the UK.
No, I think
it's not permissible on TV. The S word is permissible on TV.
I think they both say, and it's probably because of the British.
Yeah, it's probably because of the British. Yeah, because they sent all their criminals to Australia.
Oh, hey, what's up, you cunt? Anyways, welcome back. Today we're doing a movie review. And we're doing a highly requested Marathi film from 2018, I believe.
I believe you are correct, sir.
Yes, it's called Naal, which I believe means like umbilical cord.
Yeah, or bond.
Something like that.
Yeah, bond.
Highly requested.
Not James, but the bond, like umbilical cord.
Highly requested for a long time. It's directed by
Sudhakar Reddy Yakanti.
He did the screenplay as well, along with dialogue from...
And story. And some dialogue written by Nagraj Manjule.
And composed by Advait
Nemlikar.
And then starring, our child here is...
Srinivas Pokal, or Pakali. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that, because I'm sure I am.
And these...
Devika Daftadar and Nagraj Manjule.
Yeah. And so this came out in 2018, so it'll be a 100% spoiler review. So if you haven't watched it, please go watch it.
Do we know where it can be seen in India?
I think in India it can be seen... I think I saw Z. I think it's on Z.
Okay.
But if not, I'm sure you might be able to find it in other places. It's a popular Marathi film.
Yeah.
So if you haven't watched it, please go watch it, come back. It'll be a 100% spoiler review. Rick, your initial thoughts of Naal?
It actually, watching this made me think of something else I want to do just as a little addition, because I need to for my medals. There's this little space in between gold medal and platinum. Platinums are definitively elevative, no question about it.
Yeah.
A gold doesn't necessarily, because I would say this in my thing of it being, it doesn't have to necessarily be awards contending.
Of course. We all know that.
But what do you do with a film that's elevative, but it's not platinum? You give it a certified elevative stamp. So
you're stupid.
I know.
I swear to God.
That's what I'm gonna do. So this one,
Did you make a stamp?
no, that would be great though.
You can put it on the front of it.
This kid is
got gold.
And it gets the addition of certified elevative, because this isn't just your average gold. This is almost platinum. Oh my goodness. Stupid babies who've been around a while know that this is what we live to watch.
Oh yeah.
This is an elevative film. This is storytelling at its best. The score is magnificent. I highly recommend it. I would watch this with somebody in a heartbeat. Nothing but superlatives to say. Do yourself a favor. If you have not seen this film, please watch it. Especially, there'll be people who this isn't their cup of tea, and they'd rather go watch things that are, whatever. For those of us that love the art form of storytelling in a theatrical medium, I love this movie.
Same. And I don't do medals, but I love.
What do you got against medals? You medal racist?
But I adored this film.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
I kept seeing this film through almost Leland's eyes as I was watching it. I think this kid's a little older than Leland, but just having a film of a young kid kind of just growing up, and the film is just through his eyes.
Exactly.
It's filmed through his eyes. There's childhood whimsy throughout the score and the way it's filmed. I didn't look him up. He looked familiar. I didn't know if we'd seen him in something else. But the kid, either he was directed brilliantly or he's just a freaking natural, because he was. They might have just let him be a kid on set, because he was doing. I have a kid about this age. Man, I was like, I see my children in this child, and just living, and how they think, and how they go about life, and the questions that they ask, and how they would discern or go about solving a problem or something that they wanted.
Right.
It was brilliant. And it was the childhood whimsy that this thing had in it.
And the profound simplicity sometimes. The messaging being that the child himself doesn't recognize in the moment the profundity of what he's doing. Mm-hmm. It's the kind of thing that when he becomes a man, he'll look back upon through the adult eyes into his childhood and recognize, wow, that was a profound moment. Mm-hmm. As a child, you don't have those. You're in the moment and you just do what you do. And it's a testament always to me when you have a really great child performance. It's not just a testament to the child. It's a testament to the director, giving the child the sense of safety, and the writers, obviously, yes.
The same in this one.
But you've given that child the sense of safety and the sense of camaraderie to be able to just do what they do. And not all children, not all people, man. You put an adult in front of a camera, they can't be themselves.
No.
And it's the same with a lot of kids. A lot of kids just can't do it. So he is the film.
Oh man. But there's so much, obviously, seeing the world through his eyes and the way it was filmed, either at a small level, and it's filmed up, so a lot of things look a lot bigger than they normally would.
I think the whole freaking film, except for some establishing shots, is either under his viewpoint or at his viewpoint. Really brilliantly filmed. But then there's so much else going on, because at first you're picking up on the, like I said, spoilers. Go watch it, please. But when you find out he's adopted, I was like, oh. So this is the kind of story that we're going with here. Okay. Yeah. Why don't they know? Why didn't they tell him he was adopted? Why? Who doesn't? And then when you find out, and like, it was a brilliant moment done by that actress who plays his biological mother. Because one, she didn't like hardly say any lines to camera, but she spoke volumes.
She spoke so much, and she did such a brilliant job for having basically nothing to do, essentially, even though she had a lot to do. But that whole scene of there's a lot more going on to why he was adopted. Was it a favor on these people's part because she, for whatever, had her child out of wedlock, didn't want to have this baby at the time? Could have been something like rape, could have been any of these things. And she was just not looking at this kid because she knew it would, one, she didn't want him to get connected to her. And, or both, she didn't want to feel that.
Yep.
Whatever it was. And I love that they didn't explain
I
it.
adore that they never explained that.
Like, I was like, is the mom going to tell or whatever? And they just kind of left it.
I love that.
The kid probably, that's probably how he felt. He felt probably, rejected. But then at the end, he was like, "This is my mom."
Yeah, and
it is.
Everything about it is from his perspective, and the very clear message we're getting from the writer and the director is we don't always get answers to the biggest questions we have in our life, and that's just the way life is. You may not get answers to some of the deepest, most important questions you wish you could get an answer to, and you have to come to terms with it and be okay with it. And so many things had such great symbolism. For example, the two most profound and obvious ones are the little kaleidoscope he's looking through.
He's looking at it a different way.
Yeah, and how he finally decides to just give that thing a little push off the bed.
Yeah.
And the calf.
Yeah.
Which, it's a shame. I don't know why they needed to do it. It's just a shame that the calf, the very first time you see that baby calf in CGI, yeah, that was a shame.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
nothing but superlatives.
Yeah, and even the songs in it were really lovely.
The score is so good.
That one CGI song where he was, flying on the little dandelion kind of thing.
And that one, even though that one had a couple of CGI weaknesses, that's 100% permissible because it's
like
a dream.
Whimsy.
Yeah, it's childhood whimsy and childhood imagination.
And I thought the mom in this, the adopted mother, his actual real mother, did a very good job. I love the unspokenness between the biological mother and the adopted mother.
Yeah,
you could tell they all knew exactly,
and were at peace with each other.
Yeah, and like she sympathized with her, and the biological mom. One of the reasons I think she wasn't looking at the kid, she's like, no, that's your mother. I'm not your mom. Just go back to your mom. And they kind of had an unspoken. And they like all the adults knew exactly what the situation was. It was never told, but you could tell. I mean, even by the uncle coming in the beginning, he just thought they already knew.
Right. Which. There's something that happens at the beginning of the film, and this is something that's throughout, but it happens once, and I'd really love to know what the director-writer... I'm only saying it that way because I know I will mispronounce his name, and I don't want to disrespectfully mispronounce his name over and over again. When he asks his mom if she's ever cried, and she says no, my first thought always goes to, I'm sure it's yours, is... Why would you lie about that? Why wouldn't you just be honest with your child about the fact that, yes, of course, mommy cries? And then the consistency with which communication with one another is it's just different. Because there are
different culture.
It's just a different culture. And there are some times where you do need to protect a child that age and not give them full disclosure necessarily. And then there's other times you should, and no one gets it done perfectly. But that was something that was pretty common throughout. There were things that weren't spoken about and contributed to what was going on. So believable. Really believable relationships, really believable family. I felt like I was just watching this real family in this village living their life. The dad, the grandma, his buddy Bakchan.
Yeah.
Everybody just was really believable and solid storytelling. There's never a boring moment.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, it was a really, really good movie. I actually, you said his friend Bakchan, which to my thinking was inspired by Amitabh.
Name?
No, just the character.
Oh, the character.
He was trying to be this, and he kind of looked like him too. He was wearing the shirts and everything. He was trying to be this angry young man.
The angry young man, yeah.
He wanted to be bigger
The
than he
rebel.
is, and he was going out doing stuff. He was always getting complaints because he was trying to be Amitabh Bachchan.
Right.
Which I'm sure there was a lot more subtlety in there that I didn't even pick up on.
Yeah, me too.
But I liked him. I liked the dad a lot. I thought that he gave a really nice performance.
Yeah.
It was a really great scene when you find out the grandma died.
Yeah.
And that whole reaction, and then the kid. I was heartbroken for the kid because he wants to go see his mom, and once again, He did a great. I'm sure they put saline on his eyes. Doesn't matter, but it was really well done by this kid.
He kept. Yeah, there's 2 times where he has tears come down his face that were, I think, pretty clearly saline drops.
He's like a 5-year-old. You can't.
But yeah, if you're gonna harp on that for a 5-year-old,
I thought he did a great job.
I thought he did a great job as well. What matters is not necessarily, would it be a bonus if we saw the tears well up? Sure. But I would give me a kid who can stay grounded in the emotion of the moment with fake tears than someone who does crocodile tears that really fall down their cheeks, but I don't believe them.
And you can't ask that of a 5
you
or 6
can't.
year old.
No, and there's just so much that he has to do to make you believe he's this little kid in this village with these people as his family. And there's never a moment I didn't believe he was this kid.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, I thought the dad did a great job. He has that moment standing next to her where he just pushes. You can see he's not wiping the tears. He's kind of trying to push the tears away from his eyes, and has his son come and put the water. And you don't need to say anything. They get back. The mom comes out. She knows just by looking.
And she does a great job.
And she does a great job. And she doesn't even ask what happened. I mean, she doesn't ask, did she fall? What does it matter? What does that matter at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that last moment, I got tears didn't fall.
In the bed?
But I got emotional. No, the moment of it's so brilliant. Dad brings the stuffed calf to trick the mom into thinking it's her baby. And you see the register on the little boy's face as mama accepts this baby. And he realizes a mother is the one who has loved me and cared for me. It's not about biology. It's about relationship. And the fact that he calls her mom, and she knows what it means too. She knows he had to go through this. It's it might be the best thing I've ever seen about adoption where nothing is said to anybody about. They never talk about it, yet they go through the full story of what it means for a child to find out they're adopted and come to terms with it and love their adopted mom without the mom and the son saying a word to each other about it.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And again, I love that I wanted to know like what actually happened with the biological mother, because I was like, it's not just I gave you got him at an adoption center.
Clearly.
Like, this is a member basically of the family that they're probably going to see for the rest of their life.
Maybe. I mean, clearly the biological mom, this wasn't an unwanted child.
Well, it might have been at the
something
time.
happened. And I think maybe what may have happened at the time, and you can't tell, but maybe the husband she had at the time didn't want it. Maybe she was raped.
Maybe he died.
Maybe he died.
And she did go through that trauma.
Right. Maybe at the time she was homeless and feels guilty that she couldn't take. Like we said, we didn't know. We never know.
It might have just been like she was like really young and she didn't want to have a baby at the time, or like it was out of marriage. And so there's all these kind of cultural things.
Yeah.
And obviously, as she gets older and she sees this child, I'm sure she's having those feelings of that's my kid.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want to feel that. She doesn't want the kid to feel that. She doesn't want that mom, who is now this kid's mom, to to struggle with any of that.
Do we know how well this did?
Very.
It did
very well.
Good.
And it has a sequel. Well, I don't know if it's a full sequel.
Oh, like an Opoo kind of growing up with the kid thing?
I don't know. It's called Naal 2. It came out last year.
That would be neat.
It came
to
out.
watch him continue to grow.
Let me see. I don't know if it's the same people. Might be completely different. That's the mom. Film explores human connection, family ties, and the power of love. Same director.
He wrote the story. Same person who wrote dialogue. Different composer.
Yeah, that's the same, and that's the mom.
And the dad, to the far left.
Yeah, it just came out last year, and I heard it did well too. So you guys have to let us know.
Oh, please let us know. Yeah,
how Naal 2 did. how it is.
I got it while I was watching it because
Didn't think it was a film that needed a sequel, but
yeah, no, but you can.
yeah,
you can.
Just carry on life.
Indrani had texted me. She said, "How's it going?" Watching the movie, and I went, ugh. I said, "It's wonderful. It's grounded. It's very believable." And I said, "Typical for Marathi." I so am rooting for the Marathi industry because we talk a lot about the Malayalam industry, as we should. Mm-hmm. Man, I have such a really soft spot in my heart to see the Marathi industry get international recognition because I'm interested when I'm done with my list. I'm going through every film we've ever watched and given them medals. Mm-hmm. It won't surprise me if the percentage of gold and platinum medals, granted it's less viewing in Marathi, but at this point right now, I don't think, it's going to be a huge number that are very, very high of the percentage of films that we've watched that actually are gold or platinum in the Marathi industry.
I agree.
They make such great cinema.
Yeah, I agree with you. Anyways, let us know what you thought about the movie. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, why?
Yeah,
just let us know. Because be interested in that.
Yeah, really interested in that.
Let me know why. I could see if you have trauma with maybe adoption, maybe. Maybe it's just it's one of those things that's like it's a personal.
I personally know people who wouldn't like it because it's that was boring.
Yeah. There's people that don't like this style of film.
There's people who don't like watching sunsets. I get it.
Anyways, so let us know what you thought about the film. What's your next Marathi film that we should watch?
And should we do
the sequel? Let us know down below.